Hello everyone, welcome back to the video. Today we are going to see about the deployment part. How this deployment thing work. In the previous video we have learned about the deployment multiple stages, how to create deploy, how to delete deploy, how you can edit and replica sets. So today we are going to see all these things from the command line prompt. Okay, like we have service, then we export services, how my replica set it works. Totally we today we are going to look into the deployment part, and we are going to see about the deployment, how the deployment we can create replica set from the command line interface. In the previous video we have seen about we are going to search YML file, editing YML file, and then we are recreating the replica sets. Okay, we are recreating the replica set, but today what we are going to do, we are going to run a command. Through that we are going to create multiple replica sets. All right, so what now the thing is like, let me quickly open my git bash. Okay, this is my git bash. So now I am going to quickly launch one deployment. So so there's a command to check what all those deployment we have. So kubectl get deployment. Okay, before that let me, yeah, so as you hit enter you will get all the deployments which all currently working, and what all the deployments we have right now. Only one deployment has been running over here. Okay, so now I want to launch one more deployment. So there's a command kubectl create deployment. Okay, I'm just giving deployment name as my deployment. Okay, my deployment, and we are going to use one image, and I have already the image. I'm just going to use this particular image. Okay, you can use any containerization image, or you can create your image also, like I have shown into the previous video about this image part also. Just hit enter and our deployment is getting created in the backside. And if you want to again check, we will like it's showing the deployment has been created successfully. Now if you want to check again, just get deployments, and this thing is being successfully getting. So creating a Kubernetes deployment with kubectl get deployment generates a pod acting like a host space, and this pods is turns run as a containerization application, like such as Apache web servers with PHP support. Like this certainly simplifying the deployment and the management of applications in Kubernetes part. Okay, so what generally happens, let me quickly show you with the running what all the ports are being running. So when you start a port in Kubernetes, when you start a port into the Kubernetes, so we can see like this is our pod running of my deployment right now, and this is one of the things which has been currently working with us. So when you start a pod in Kubernetes, it uses a Docker containers to run your application, and this pod acts as a manager handling the containerization application within the Kubernetes system. So using a deployment in Kubernetes, you can easily add multiple pods by specifying the desired numbers and specify scaling, allowing your application to efficiently handle varying workloads with ease. Okay, so what generally happens over here behind the scene of the uh, deployment part. Okay, this is your deployment. Okay, this is your deployment. So as we have launched a deployment, behind the deployment there is a working also a replica set, which helps in managing and scaling out the our ports. This is the replica set which is uh, working, like which helps into specifying the desired number of states. We can scale with the deployment part, and this replica set we have ports, one port, two port. It launches multiple port for us, and this port are generally nothing just as container. Okay, this is generally container. So in Kubernetes, scaling with a deployment is a straightforward. You can increase or decrease number of ports running your application by adjusting the desired replica count in the deployment configurations. Okay, so this helps handling like changes in the demand, ensuring your applications scale smoothly without manual invention. So let me explain you what is the replica set means. Okay, we are talking about replica set. So Replica set in Kubernetes, replica refers to number of identical copies of a pod that should be running at a given time. Like it ensures availability and performance by creating, maintaining the desired number of instances of your application, allowing for easy scaling and residencies part. Like replicas, like we say, like we have one port, we create multiple ports behind the scene with the use of replica set. So in Kubernetes cluster, we also have a load balancer. Okay, like even distributing incoming. Okay, so replica set is done. Now we are shifting to the load balancer part. Okay, what does the load balancer means? Let me quickly just um, just give me 1 second. So now let me just talk about the load balancer part. What does this load balancer means? So load balancer, what does it do? It helps into the balancing the load. Okay, so eventually what it does do, it eventually distributes incoming traffics, network traffics among multiple ports, ensuring efficient use of resources and maintaining application availability. It acts as a traffic manager, preventing overloads on a single port. Okay, so what generally happens, this is your load balancer. Okay, and this is your traffic coming. Okay, this is your traffic coming. So what was is do, we export onto the multiple service. We have service and Kubernetes, and behind the service there's a multiple pod running. Like this is pod 1, this is pod 2, and this is pod 3. Okay, and this is a connected with it. Okay, so what does it do? As the traffic comes on the load balancer or on the top of services, it distribute the ports. Like suddenly 100 IPs come. Okay, 100 plus IPs has been hitted. So if this go onto a particular part, so it will automatically goes down. Like suppose there is a capacity of particular part of a container. So what it will do, it will divide the traffic, like 33%, 33%, and this goes to 60 sorry 33% or 34%. So this 100 of IPs are divided into the further parts. So nothing get, no one port should get down. So if you want to check with the service part, so we have kubectl get svc. Okay, svc means service. So when you check svc, you can check all of the services running inside our Kubernetes. This is the like Kafka server running. All these services are been running over here. So now what kubectl get service do? It generally helps in display list of services in your Kubernetes cluster, and this command provides an overview of available services, including their names, types, cluster IP. Like we have names, type, cluster IPs, and if you want to explore onto the load balancer, we can explore the load balancer also. Okay, so let me quickly show you with the another point, and that is how you can launch like how you can scale your deployments part. In the previous video we have gone into the deployment file, but now we are going to with the commands part. So suppose I just want to do this scaling to 2 to 4. Okay, so there is a command to scale your application, kubectl scale deployment, and you have to give your deployment name. I have just okay, let me quickly write my deployment. I have given this name of the deployment and how much replicas we want. So right now we have only one replica, so I am creating it to 3 replicas. So as you hit enter, replicas, I think I have just given a wrong name. Just give me 1 minute. Let me quickly check with the command. Okay, so here nothing but it will come as replicas. Okay, so as we hit enter, we'll get to know like it has been shifted from one port to, it will automatically launch 3 ports. Okay, so let me quickly show you with the get deployments, and you can check This command scales a Kubernetes deployment port named as my deployment by adjusting the number of replicas to 3. We have created to the 3, and this command increases or decreases the number of instances of your application, helping managing workload demand efficiently. Okay, and if you want to retrieve something about a wide of a particular part, so same kubectl we have get port -o wide. So this command retrieves a detailed list of port in your Kubernetes cluster, including additional informations like node and IP address. And this command also provides more comprehensive view of pod deployments part. Like you can see on this particular IP, this 3 deployments are been running. Like what we have seen here, like this all the 3 ports are running. Okay, and on the top of it there is a one load balancer on the one service which have been running. So this works as a different two 3 services. As the traffic will come, it will automatically redirect to 3 different services. We don't need to do this manually. It's automatically done by the Kubernetes, and the replica set and the deployment set works behind the scene. So with the command, we have seen with this command you can efficiently adjust the number of replicas of the copies of the deployment, and this enables quick scaling, allowing you to increase or decrease the instance of your application, adapting to change workloads or resource need into the Kubernetes cluster. Like if you want to change it to 10 replicas, or if we want to change it to the 11, or it depends on us what type of skill we want to do. And suppose if I want to just describe the deployment, what all the things we have. So kubectl describe deployment, and just quickly give your deployment name. Okay, so you can see it will show you it takes yeah. So in the replicas we have created 3 replicas, 3 desired, 3 is updated, and 3 total, and 3 available. These all are the replica sets which have been. So there are the two things which certainly comes here, that is scale in and scale out. So what both these terms means? Okay, so scaling, reducing the number of instances or resource to optimize for efficiency during low demand. Suppose scale in means like if we are 5 ports running, so by the scaling we are desiring it's to the scale 2 or 1. We are reducing the number of counts, and scale out means like as I showed, like 5 is running and we have suddenly traffic comes up, so we are scaling out, like we are creating more replicas in this, so we can scale to 10, 8, 9, something like that part. So these are the two terms which generally ensures here. So in this I am also covering with the kubectl get service part, so you can like we have done with the deployment part, and let me quickly show you with the service part also. So if you want to check with the service, you can run kubectl get svc or service. This both commands run. This both command will run, and you can see the deployment. Both command will display list of services in your Kubernetes cluster, offering a quick overview of your service detail such as name, types, cluster, as I show you. So that's it in this video. And if you want to expose your deployment, like let's quickly deploy this expose the deployment. So I just want to expose the deployment. Okay, so there's a command to expose the deployment by kubectl expose, and which we want to expose deployment. And let me quickly go and show you with the deployment my deployment, and what type of deployment what type of service we want to export. Want to export on NodePort. Okay, I will show you this particular part, and what all the 3 types of services we are. I'm just showing you the quick commands. Okay, so yeah, our service has been exposed, and if you want to check kubectl get svc, so as you hit enter, you will get the service which has been exposed on the node port number 80. So what I have done here, I have just exposed my service onto the load balancer part, so we can expose and use that particular service, and we will check into the our running IP also. So I have just exposed onto the load balancer. Before it was running on the NodePort, like I have just explored onto the load balancer. Let quickly copy and paste this URL into the box and just open with the port number this, or you can open with the port number 880 also. Right now I'm just using this particular port number, and if this doesn't open, it takes some particular time for creating the load balancer. If you go and check with the kubectl get ports, kubectl get ports, so it takes some time for creating your load balancer part. So don't worry, this takes 2 to 3 minutes to, like, this are running, our all three ports are running, and it takes some particular time. So let's wait for it to start this. So guys, that's it in this video. We'll see more about the service part and how what all the three services we have node, port, cluster type, load balancer part in upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any quick query, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you so much guys for watching this video, and please like, share and subscribe.